While the city of Toronto is rightfully obsessed with the present, obsessing over World Series odds and playoff rotations, there is a quiet, dimly lit room in the front office that is looking 5 years into the future. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we are shifting gears from the high-stakes poker game of free agency to the intricate chess match of the MLB Draft. We all know the Blue Jays have pushed their chips into the center of the table. They have committed a staggering $337 million this winter to build a juggernaut capable of defending their American League title. But here is the uncomfortable truth about baseball. Money buys you a window, but drafting buys you a dynasty. And right now, despite the glitz and glamour of the current roster, there are long-term questions about the outfield that cash alone cannot solve. The farm system is the lifeblood of any sustainable franchise, and the latest reports suggest the Jays are targeting a specific kind of energy to anchor their future. We are looking ahead to the 2026 MLB Draft, a pivotal moment for this organization. According to a new mock draft from Bleacher Report's Joel Reuter, the Blue Jays are poised to use their top selection on a player who is being described with one of the most electric phrases in scouting: hair on fire. We are talking about Trevor Condon, the top-ranked high school player in the state of Georgia. This isn't just another prospect. This is a potential franchise cornerstone who plays the game with a level of intensity that is becoming increasingly rare. But before we get too excited, we have to understand the context of this pick. This selection comes with a heavy tax, literally, because the Blue Jays, along with the Yankees, Phillies, and Dodgers, blew past the luxury tax threshold to build this super team. They have been penalized. Their first-round pick has been pushed back 10 spots. Instead of picking 29th, they are picking 39th in what is known as competitive balance round A. This is the price of doing business when you are chasing a ring. You sacrifice draft position for immediate wins. But this penalty puts immense pressure on the scouting department. They have to find first-round talent in the second tier of the draft order. They cannot afford to miss. And in Trevor Condon, they might have found a diamond in the rough who slipped because of the very system designed to penalize big spenders. This is a fascinating intersection of financial muscle and scouting acumen. Can the Jays have their cake and eat it too? Can they win the World Series in 2026 while simultaneously drafting the center fielder of 2030? So, who exactly is Trevor Condon, and why is the scouting community buzzing about him? If the last name sounds familiar, it should. Trevor is the younger brother of Charlie Condon, the slugger who was taken number 3 overall by the Colorado Rockies in 2024. The bloodlines are elite. We are talking about a family that clearly knows how to produce professional-grade baseball talent. But Trevor isn't just Charlie's brother. He is his own beast. Baseball America describes him as an athletic center fielder with a hair-on-fire play style and a unique swing that looks like it's from another era. That description alone should get your attention. In an age of launch angles and robotic swing adjustments, Condon brings a raw, old-school ferocity to the diamond. Let's break down that hair-on-fire comment. It implies a player who plays every single inning like it's Game 7 of the World Series. It suggests a Kevin Kiermaier level of defensive abandon, a guy who will crash into walls, dive for gaps, and wreak havoc on the base paths. MLB Pipeline backs this up, giving him plus grades for his speed and defense. They project him to stick in center field as he climbs the ladder, which is crucial. Finding a true center fielder, someone who can cover the vast territory of the Rogers Center or any modern park, is one of the hardest things to do in the draft. Most center fielders eventually move to a corner. Condon has the tools to stay up the middle. Furthermore, the unique swing from another era comment is intriguing. It suggests he relies on hand-eye coordination and natural athleticism rather than a manufactured swing path. This can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it makes him unpredictable and exciting. On the other, it might require refinement against professional pitching. But the raw tools are undeniable. He is ranked as the 32nd overall prospect by MLB Pipeline and the number 1 high school player in Georgia. Perfect Game gives him a 9 out of 10 grade, cementing his status as a top-tier talent. The fact that he is available at pick 39 is a testament to the depth of this class and perhaps the signability concerns, as he has already committed to the University of Tennessee. That commitment is a leverage play. It tells MLB teams, pay me what I'm worth, or I'll go dominate in the SEC for 3 years. The Blue Jays will need to bring a serious checkbook to the table to lure him away from college ball. Now, let's discuss the strategic implications of this pick and why the Blue Jays are even looking at an outfielder. On the surface, the outfield seems fine. You have stars, you have depth, but look closer at the timeline. George Springer isn't getting any younger. Dalton Varsho is incredible, but he will eventually get expensive. The pipeline needs a true, homegrown anchor to take over in 3 or 4 years. This is where the competitive balance round becomes a critical battleground. The 39th pick is technically a first-round talent slot, but it's in a range where teams often take risks. The teams picking here are usually the ones who spent the most money, the halves of the league. The penalty the Jays incurred for exceeding the luxury tax is significant. Dropping 10 spots might not sound like a lot to a casual fan, but in the draft, the difference between pick 29 and pick 39 can be millions of dollars in slot value and a significant drop in the sure-thing tier of talent. However, this is where the Blue Jays scouting department has to earn its paycheck. By targeting a high-ceiling prep star like Condon, they are swinging for the fences. They aren't taking a safe, low-ceiling college pitcher who can eat innings in Double-A next year. They are taking a teenager with flaming-haired intensity who could be a superstar or a bust. This strategy aligns with the Stars and Scrubs model of roster construction. You pay massive money for established stars, the $337 million spree, and you try to supplement them with high-upside draft picks who are cost-controlled for 6 years once they debut. If Condon hits, he provides surplus value that allows the team to keep spending elsewhere. If he misses, it hurts, but it's a calculated risk. The concern, of course, is the Tennessee commitment. The Volunteers are a powerhouse program. If the Jays draft him and fail to sign him, they lose the pick and get a compensation pick next year, but they lose a year of development. It's a high-stakes game of chicken, but given Condon's constant intensity and desire to make things happen, he fits the mold of the type of player this front office loves: guys who care, guys who grind, and guys who have elite physical tools. In conclusion, the selection of Trevor Condon would be a bold statement about the Blue Jays' long-term vision. It acknowledges that while the window to win is now, the responsibility to build is forever. Drafting a hair-on-fire center fielder isn't about fixing the 2026 roster. It's about ensuring that when the current core ages out, there is a new wave of talent ready to crash onto the shores of Lake Ontario. Condon represents the bridge to the next era of Blue Jays baseball. He is the insurance policy against a barren farm system. We have to give credit to the analysts like Joel Reuter for identifying this fit. It makes too much sense. The Jays need athleticism. They need a true center fielder. And they need to inject some youth into a system that has been depleted by trades and promotions. Condon, with his all-state pedigree and his brother's footsteps to follow, has the makeup of a fan favorite. Imagine a player with the intensity of a young Brett Lawrie, but the defensive grace of a Kevin Pillar. That is the dream scenario here. But ultimately, the draft is a lottery. We won't know if this is the right move for 5 years. So, I want to hear from you, the heartbeat of this franchise. Do you like the idea of drafting a high-risk, high-reward high schooler like Trevor Condon? Or, given the penalty and the win-now mode, should the Jays play it safe and draft a college player who can help sooner? Is the hair-on-fire style what we need? Or do we need more pitching depth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you love this kind of deep dive into the future of the team, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We are building a community here, and I want you to be a part of it. Let's go Blue Jays!